She said, tabuse for real, what the fuck? Ça se fait pas, man. C'est quoi ton problème? Okay.
She's pissing me off.
Yo, she's really pissing me off too. Like her, she has
Then-
no.
Wait, you,
Like-
you missed the best part. Moi, je veux plus qu'elle reste avec toi, for real, tu sais. Tu fais pas des moves comme ça, t'es bizarre. Moi, je m'en fous, elle reste pas avec toi. Tu l'as humilié, G. En plus, t'es un fils à maman, what the fuck. T'es juste trop bizarre. Bro, I didn't even answer to any of these messages, bro. I'm
You
done.
should have just said sec too lol.
Nah, bro, I'm
No,
like
don't do that because his boyfriend has a gun. Come and kill you. I wouldn't do it either, bro. I was like, you know, if you had less weaponry on you, maybe I would. But
all the way back to 1995.
don't make me
I'm gonna
clap my
need you
gun.
to. I'm gonna just boost your mic if you're gonna talk like this.
No, I'm not going to talk like that.
Boost it anyway because he's the main talker.
The
Alright.
main talker. So basically, I had to do it to him. All that, right, guys?
Yeah.
What happened is, I decided to break up because I was getting tired of not. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I could have been more patient the second time I broke up, and the first time as well. Like instead of going directly for breaking up, I could have taken the time to explain to her the importance of talking. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I did at some point. Like she simply wouldn't listen. So, anyways, let's go back to the most recent stuff. I broke up with her, and I got back. But when I broke up, she came in front of my house after a shift, and we talked, right? And we talked, and it was like one of the first few times that she actually like
Talk.
cooperated. Yeah. So we could get like somewhere with a conversation, right? Yeah, y'all still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey, I was like congratulating her. I was like, see, it's like one of the first few times where we actually talked, and this is great, right? And so we did talk, and the day afterwards we got back together. That was yesterday. Afterward on our shift, I did send some pretty nice words. I was being nice. I was being kind. I was being patient and everything. And then later on the day, everything was alright, right? And then someone calls on their phone. The person's name on the phone was like Mr. V.
Alright.
And when Mr. V called, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Mr. V called, a cousin said, "Oh, you lied to me. You told me Mr. V was Dave." I was like, okay. So if Mr. V is no one that actually matters, why would she A, snatch the phone in my hands like so violently when he called and I told her Mr. V's calling? And B, her cousin said she lied and she said that it was me, but I was there. I didn't call. Therefore, there must have been someone that she's trying to hide from us. And the only person that she ever tried to hide from us was her ex, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what I decided to do was like, yo, I started talking shit. Well, generally, when she does shit like that, I just talk to her cousin, right?
Yeah.
Through text. I mean, that's not fair. I do talk shit like while I'm in her place, right in front of me, which is not that nice for me. But at the same time, the only reason I ever started doing that shit is like because every time in the past, she wouldn't try to talk about anything, right? Y'all still there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, then what?
Oh, my bad. So, and then what happened is we went to the living room. My cousin left, and we talked. So I was talking about everything. I was like, okay, see, we're together, right? We got back together, and I want some
When was
change.
this? Yesterday?
Yesterday,
Alright.
I was like, I want some change. Keep sending me posts on Instagram of communication is important, and trust and honesty is important to you. And you tell me that you love me, but yet you keep lying to me over and over again, and you don't even admit it. Like, I feel like you take me for a fool. I, Most of the times when you lied to me, I figured it out. I called you out on it, and even though I had all the proofs that you were lying to me, you would still tell me that you weren't lying, right? That's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, and she was like, no, I didn't lie. And I was like, okay, then, if you didn't lie, if you aren't hiding anything, why did, at first when I asked you, who is Mr. V, you told me it was someone who is working with you in a group project at school, and after that, you told me you don't know who Mr. V is, and at the end, you told me that it was Jeff.
Who's Jeff?
Which Jeff is her ex.
Oh.
And I didn't have any problems with her talking to her ex until she did something really grimy to me, which was she decided to go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. Yeah, my bad, guys. I'm playing some card games. So then we talked about it, and I was like, do you know? At some point, I told her, lying to me affects my trust, and I know I'm in a relationship with you, and I should trust you. But if you lie to me, and it's pretty obvious like that, of course I'm going to start like doubting you, right? And what she used to do before is like every time I tell her something like that, she'd get angry. She'd be like, "Oh, but there's no reason to stay with me if there's no reasons to stay with me if you don't believe me, if there's no trust, because there's no point in having a relationship if there's no trust, right?" But at the same time, I told her, "Okay, yeah, you tell me that," but she had a tendency to victimize herself, as you can see, because she was the reason why there was a lack of trust, and she wouldn't even try to understand why I would like doubt her, which she didn't even have to try to understand. It was pretty obvious. You lied to me. Therefore, I have reasons to believe that you're going to do it again. And it's your job as the person who lied to me to show me that you're ready to stop lying, not by lying even some more, right? Simply telling me the truth, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Apex Legends downloaded, guys. Okay, so I continue.
Done?
I
I need to
digress.
download it too.
Yeah, do it. And let's do all three of us in a squad so we don't know anything.
Gotcha. So we keep on talking, and we keep talking, and it keeps going on and on and on and on. And she was listening, and she was adding to conversation. And when she would add, I would listen. I wouldn't cut her. It was as civilized as you could have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
It was fluid. I was like clear with what I was saying. I was making sure there was no ambiguity in the terms I was using. I was making sure that everything was flowing like water, And when she would tell me something, I wouldn't try to like solve the whole situation to make it feel like what she was saying was wrong and I was right and she was wrong all the time, right? I was listening. I was putting myself in her shoes, and we kept on talking. Everything was going all right, right? It was like one of the few times we ever had something like that. Because before, it would just end there. It would always end with, "Okay, I'm done talking. Just move," and that was not constructive, right?
Yeah.
And when that would happen, I would get angry. I'd be like, "What the fuck? That's stupid. We're not getting anywhere with this. We're just going in a circle. We beef. We don't talk about it, and we beef some more." And personally, I'm not someone who can actually keep stuff for myself alone. Like if I'm unable to talk with the person concerned about the issue, and there's nothing being fixed, because all she does is deflect or run away from the actual real conversation. I can't. Like, I'm not built in a way where I can hold all of this for myself, because I know that on the long run I'm either going to finish depressed, or it's going to blow up, or I'm going to start like being I'm going to change, and not for the best, for the worst, because all of that's going to turn into negative emotions. It's like frustration that I can't let out, and if I decide to bottle it up, it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow, and eventually I'm just going to blow up. And I don't want anything bad to happen. I don't want to cuss her out. I don't want to put myself in trouble neither. I know I can control myself, but I'm aware I can control myself. Like, I'm not saying I would hit her, but I would probably like lash out and destroy some stuff. And I've been there before, and it doesn't help anyone, right? So that, yeah. And she was talking to me about how she didn't like when I talk. It wasn't first time. Like, I can't act like it was the first time she ever told me that. She told me, I don't like when you share stuff with your mom or your friends. Like, what happens in our relationship? Yo, dégage, monte en haut. I would say, she would be like, what happens in our relationship should stay in our relationship. Like, if you tell stuff to your mom, my mom is going to depict me as a bad person, and she won't like me, right? Which is logical, because if I come to you guys, well, I mean, if it's a reputation I'm building.
Yeah.
It's a reputation she's building for herself too.
She needs to get her room.
I mean, like, I'm not saying I'm right for doing this, but I felt like I had no other option.
No.
Because she wouldn't want to listen to me
I
and
get
talk to me. And it was one of my main complaints to my mom as well. I would be like, Mom, this is so stupid. She did X to me. I'm trying to talk to her. She says, no, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to talk about it. Or she would deflect it. I was like, Mom, I'm trying to talk to her about X, because she did X to me and I didn't like it. But since whatever she did made me angry, she would turn angry because I was angry. She wouldn't try to understand why I was angry, even though the reason of my anger was pretty obvious. It wasn't hard to see. Or even talking to me would have helped. Allowing me to talk about it. It's like, and the thing is, I was at a point where I felt like I had to wear some gloves. Like, whenever I was talking to her, I had to wear some gloves, because whenever I would speak my mind, she would get angry. It's like I had to reconsider my words over and over again. But what you have to understand is, I was not trained, or I did not study in anything that has to do with psychology. I'm not here doing my I'm here to do my job as a boyfriend, but my job as a boyfriend shouldn't be me
like dodging.
waiting every single word. I actually like developed a method to talk to her. I felt like I was, yo,
Yeah.
dude, it was like,
I had something like that at one point too.
Yeah, to filter yourself each time you talk to her.
Yeah.
exactly. It felt like I came up with such a professionalism that it wasn't as real anymore. It didn't feel like I was talking to my girlfriend. It felt like I was handling it
That was
calm.
like, yeah, basically like you were talking to somebody that was just like that could blow up at any moment. So you weren't feeling equal. You were talking to somebody with problems. It feels right.
Yeah, I was aware that she has certain problems. I always told myself it would get better, right? It's on me. I could have bailed a long time ago, but I was always like, there's many stuff that altered my view. One, she's the woman with who I lost my virginity. She's also one of my few girlfriends, and if you ignore long distance relationships, she's actually the first girlfriend that I actually met in real life, right? If you scratch 6th grade, that's pretty much what she is. That was like the closest to a real relationship I've ever gotten. Actually, it was.
That's also why you were probably a lot more forgiven, because you were like, well, I didn't have anything. So
Exactly.
like,
That was why. And I know she's a great person. She's not absolute ass too. So I was like, okay. She loves me. She tells me often. We have some disagreements sometimes. Well, often. And they don't get treated like I think they should be treated, which is quickly addressed and not let it linger for a whole day. Because at the end of the day, we want to be together and happy. So leaving that shit last a whole day and have this lead to nowhere was not cool, man. So like yesterday we're talking, and I was explaining shit to her, and she at some point she cried. I forgot what we were talking about, but she started crying. And at some point she was like, "Did you ever tell anyone about the incident? Like why she cheated on me?" And I was like, "No, I didn't tell anyone because I'm not stupid. I know that if I told her that, it would go to shit, and we just got back together, right?"
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, okay, but that would be. Hold on a second. It would be hypocritical from me to. Yeah, I had to type it out. What's up? Fuck you guys. It would be hypocritical
Yeah.
from me to talk to her about. You have to be honest with me because I'm honest with you, and not actually tell her the truth. So, like 5 minutes later on in the conversation, I was like, yo, you know what I told you earlier about the fact that I didn't tell anyone about it? I did tell my mom and some friends. So she started crying, 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 crying. She went in the bathroom, isolated herself. She cried, she cried, she cried. Generally, what I would have done is like leave, right? But I decided I would stay. So I spent the night at her place. And when she woke up, she was crying. But I didn't feel any remorse.
Oh, you didn't feel
I,
bad for her?
I did not feel bad for her. Because I feel like
You were.
the
You
whole
felt
time we're
like
in the relationship, when she would do something, she would never be aware of the consequences of her actions.
So now you
She would
want her
den-
to feel it.
I feel like she would deny it all the time. It was maybe not the right thing to do. I mean, it was definitely not the right thing to do for the long term of a relationship. I could have hidden it and just kept talking to you guys and my mom about whatever she was doing to me, and she would have never known. And it's not hard to hide shit like that. The only possible way I think it could actually come out is if you guys decided to fuck up, or my mom decided to fuck up, like let out some information that she wasn't supposed to,
Yeah, I get that.
knowing that she knows that she only told me and mom shouldn't be able to know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she cried, she cried, she cried. This morning she woke up, brought me back home, and yeah. Later on, when I got back home, I slept and asked her if she was still alive. She sent me a couple of texts telling me out today she has been crying all day, and she had to leave class because she was sad and everything. And I tarnished her reputation to the eyes of my friends and my mom. And now she was ashamed. And she was telling me how she told me she wouldn't do it again.
Can you explain me what does she mean by reputation?
Yeah, like.
As if like she has some kind of career. Like, what is that?
Yeah, like what is this? Like who do you?
Like she gave
And
a lot of
also,
importance
like,
to the way people
if
look
you
at her.
react that way after like you're like after like doing like after being like, oh no, you tarnished my reputation, well, shouldn't you feel bad to begin with about everything you did? Like
I mean,
like
she did feel bad. She did say she wouldn't do it again.
yeah, after everything happened.
Yeah, and
She
she
only
did lie to
started
me
saying
initially.
that, yeah, she like only after everything happened. Like you wouldn't go to the point of like doing it if it was that bad and it could quote unquote tarnish your reputation, as she said. Why is she even taking a risk, basically? It's like
I
she wants to
mean,
do bad things but don't want to face the bad consequences.
because she did tell me when her ex-boyfriend cheated on her, she didn't tell her she didn't tell her mom or anyone that knew they were together about a few people. Because she didn't want people to hate that person afterwards for what they did, which I found extremely weird. Like,
Yeah, you get
it,
cheated on. Who cares, bro? You.
it's like, if he cheated on you and your mom hates him afterwards, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, maybe we have different point of views, but personally, I feel like if someone cheated on me, I shouldn't just be like. I mean, she did break up with him, right?
Yeah, but she still talked like non-stop. So. What
Yeah,
does that
because
even
he
mean?
was trying to get back with her, but she was like, no cheating. I can't let it pass.
Yeah, but she kept talking like as if it wasn't like a big deal either.
I know she even
Wasn't pushing
went to
her
the point
away,
of
pushing him
cheating on
away.
me with him.
Yeah. So.
And I didn't have any problem with her talking to him. Like I gave her a lot of trust. I'm not a jealous man. I was like, okay, she's talking to her ex. There's nothing. I trust her. I believed her.
Hmm.
And she stabbed me. And even if she did that, I still told her, fine. I'm not going to bring it up all the time. Like, or else it's only going to bring the relationship down, right? It's not going to help anyone. So like, if I would get angry, or if I'd get angry, I wouldn't bring that thing up. I just leave it on the shelf, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I put it under the mug, under the mat. It was like a bad episode, and I understand that. But the day when she told me that, we talked. I'm not crying. I'm just sick. When she told me that, there was a lot of denial on her part. She'd be like, well, initially, you guys already know the backstory. Like, I don't really need to. Like, you guys know that initially she told me that no, nothing happened the day of his birthday. Then 1 week later, that's when she told me, like, okay, yeah, it happened. And after that, even though when she did that, she told me, no, I never lied to you.
Yeah.
I was just hiding the truth. But even then, not only, okay, hey, hiding the truth in this case would be lying because it's something she doesn't want me to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it concerns us. It's a relationship. And two, she did lie to me by definition because initially she told me no, nothing happened because I already like had some suspicions. And I was like, okay, so if you're asking me what would happen if you cheated on me, it's probably because you did cheat on me because you
Sure,
can't just bring.
yeah, that's like that's so not like at all like very sneaky.
Yeah, it was out of place, especially knowing that it was his birthday recently, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she told me that right after we had sex, which was really out of place, if you ask me. I was like, okay, yeah, there must be something.
Yo, Loki, I'm sorry, she's a bit dysfunctional just in general.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
But I always told myself that it would get better.
like I don't understand how she functions after the time. Like,
I
there is like
understand
natural.
she's young. She's young.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
immaturity.
but
I mean, it does have to do with her background. Like, I know enough to like be able to picture her character and understand why X is that way. She, she what? She came in Canada. She was cut from her mother at 9. She really loves her mother. Her mom is in the U.S. and she lives here. She lives with her dad. She never knew her dad existed until recently, right? So she lives with someone that she doesn't really know, but people affirm that this person is her dad. She came with her brother, but her brother was never home, and she didn't have a lot of friends. She did get traumatized by the fact that one of her dad's friend tried to molest her, right? Her dad is always at work, so when she'd come back from school, she'd be alone, and she didn't have a lot of friends. And even today, her friend circle is limited. She has like 2 people that she actively talks to.
Her cousin and her cousin.
And her best friend. Yeah. Like, if you take all that information, you can tell that I feel like there wasn't a lot of room for her to like. I feel like there's some stuff she missed on. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older and I've seen more stuff, and we are probably biased because
yeah, but the thing is,
we're older.
that's just another thing too. Like, I feel like I get that. Like, that whole like thing that it could like mean that she missed out on some like social like aspects
Exactly.
of interaction. But the problem is she has such a big importance for her reputation and like her like self, like somebody that would go through that I feel like would have very like little self would give themselves very little self-worth. But she still wanted you to do like so many things, like it was weird. Like she was very self-centered in a way, which I wouldn't get from somebody that had this kind of like childhood. It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's like she's a mosh pit of both of those things. Like it's almost like it's not like in a way because like you just explained it, but like it's almost as like she had as much of like a bad childhood as a spoiled one, from the way she acts, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, keep going.
So yeah, I told her that I did share it, and it actually hurt her, and she was like she won't come back, like big time, because not only did she decide to talk to her cousin, which by the way said send me some text, because I wasn't planning on talking to you guys about all of this, because I told her yesterday. I see that you're able to talk to me now, that you're actually willing to bring this somewhere, so I don't have to talk to anybody about this, because now we can actually fix this like actual humans, and I won't have to go back home
like feel like I'm like,
before sleeping with something on my heart, unable to sleep, feel bad, not
call
eat.
me at 3 fucking a.m.
Exactly. So as we were talking, she was texting me, her cousin sent, yo, what the fuck? T'as allé dire à tes amis, à ta mère, ce que Fayola t'a fait? T'abuses for real. Like,
You know
Who
what?
the fuck is she?
Yeah, she's fucked up.
Who
like,
is she? Yo.
like,
Yo,
I'm
she's
confused.
out of place in this. Yeah, she had no business. It's none of her business. Like,
she's like probably super bad influence for Yola. If like
I mean,
that
she
is the
doesn't
reason-
even go to school. She does fraud. What else?
Yeah.
She chilled with a guy with a gun. She actually took a picture with the gun of that said guy. Bro, she's done secondary too. Hello? She's 17.
is?
She's 17.
oof.
Yeah. So, like, okay, let's say, like, and also, it was okay for Fayola to tell that she fucked up to her cousin, but
Yeah.
me, if I tell it to anybody, I'm the wrong guy. I'm the bad guy. Who else was I supposed to tell it? To my own cousin? First of all, she's not a real cousin, she told me. It's a friend. So therefore, we're at the same
It's
level.
not even a real cousin.
No, it's a friend.
Well, why did she call her a cousin then?
Everybody thinks they're cousins because they say it to everybody that they're cousins.
Okay,
Just
they're
because their parents know each other, they talk to each other and everything. That's it.
So yeah, okay. Once again, like I said, she like back to the whole like it doesn't make sense that like she has both things.
Mhm.
It's because like once again there she wants you to like follow some rule sets, but
That
she
she won't
doesn't
follow.
like she doesn't follow them either. So what like is she putting herself above people? I'm sorry, like I get that like childhood can make you have the opposite of that, but you can't have like you can't like feel like you're hot shit and then say no I had a bad childhood I'm not hot shit. Like no.
Mhm. I know. That's why. Well, that's one of the reasons I wasn't feeling bad. The hypocrisy in all of this.
Yeah.
Like earlier, she was like, she sent me messages
Hey.
and she was like, she told me, oh, I keep crying and everything. And after that, her cousin was texting me at the same time.
Mm.
So I told myself, wait a second. You told me if we're in a couple, it has to stay between us, right? That was a conversation we had yesterday. Exactly. She did in the past, she did something I didn't like, which was cheating on me. That's why I shared it with you guys.
Yeah.
Because
You're
it was
the
too
bad
heavy
guy
for me to
despite
hold
she-
alone.
Like she did the
And-
fucked up thing, and then you're the one that's bad in this. Like what?
Exactly, she cheated on me.
Face the
it
fact
was
that you
heavy
did
for
this
me.
and face your like consequences. You
Wait,
can't
I'm
just
getting
do something bad. Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting there. She cheated on me. I didn't like it. It was heavy for me. I couldn't hold it for myself and her only. So I came to you guys and I talked about it, right? And now she's crying. She's feeling really bad about the fact that I exposed her.
Yeah.
And what was her first reaction? to go talk to to her cousin about it. So I didn't tell her, see, that's exactly how I felt. I couldn't hold it for myself alone. I wasn't feeling bad. I wasn't feeling well when you told me that. So I went to talk to people.
Yeah.
The people that generally support me when emotionally I'm ill, right?
And like I
And
can't
it happens
talk
that
like
one
you,
of these
so-
people are my mom.
Yeah.
So her cousins, and also her cousin has been the intermédiaire. She has been like because she wouldn't want to talk, right?
Yeah.
So
that's
her cousin,
garbage.
yeah, that's actual garbage. Her cousin was off
Yeah.
in the middle. Yesterday I told her I don't want that anymore. I don't want her to be the interpret or
Cause
or
like
a
I,
mailman.
like you're influencing like way too much. Like I want to get her voice, not yours, basically.
Exactly. And I wanted the other thing, the same thing around, because it was impossible to talk to Viola. It was impossible. I had to talk to Rich, and after that, we weren't in this relationship. But the fact that it was impossible to actually talk to the person I was with, I had to find alternatives. I don't know. I was like, I don't know.
Like
Talk to her.
either you do like if you do the you do the talking, or you accept the fact that I talk with other with other people about the problems. Because if you're not willing to talk about it, well, I'm sorry, I'm not just gonna stand there and face like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep it within me and try to sleep with that on the heart. So
Exactly. So our cousins
Yeah.
kept twin. She said, "Tabuse for real. What the fuck? Ça se fait pas, man. C'est quoi ton problème?" Okay.
Yo, she's pissing me off.
She really pissed me off too. Like her, she has
Then-
no.
Wait, you
Like-
missed the best part. Moi, je veux plus qu'elle reste avec toi, for real, tu sais. Tu fais pas des moves comme ça, t'es bizarre. Moi, je m'en fous, elle reste pas avec toi. Tu l'as humilié, G. En plus, t'es un fils à maman. What the fuck? T'es juste trop bizarre. Bro, I didn't even answer to any of these messages, bro. I'm
You
done.
should have just said sec too, lol.
Nah, bro. I will
No, don't do that because his boyfriend has a gun. Come and kill you. I wouldn't do it either, bro. I was like, if you had less weaponry on you, maybe I would. But
I won't do that. neither.
sect can also mean you're batshit insane. So your judgment's a little low. I don't want to.
Yo, I respect that you took the mature route. Though
Yeah,
that's
you
hella
did
props on that.
She said, tu l'as humilié, G. Even after what I said, you know what's funny? Even after what I told my mom and how she fucked up, my mom would still take on her side and she would be like, stay with her.
Yeah, same. I was like that too. And then,
Exactly.
yeah.
I wouldn't.
But she don't want to leave me.
Not
Nah,
gonna lie, I
B.
was not.
Yo, Zach wasn't either.
Yeah,
Yo,
Zach
some
was big. Big
because okay, so the people that had like this most like shit in our life was me and Zach. So we're both like, bro, we know. What
Yeah,
you
that's pretty much it.
Yo, I was biased too, like, never had a girlfriend and shit.
Hmm.
Then you have Anfu that like is like, it's alright if you both are okay. I'm like, Anfu.
So,
On what basis do you put yourself, Anfu?
I mean, she felt exactly the way I felt. I never did anything right to her. I mean, low-key, I wanted the feeling of vengeance. Like, when she was crying, I was kind of laughing a little bit. Yo, guys,
That's
like, I'm not here to have some real Alarak moments and have sadism and shit. I was like, finally she understands me.
Damn, dropped my headphones right there, my bad.
actual trash moments right here.
I was like, finally she understands. But, I mean, I knew that if I told her that, it would either... Ça passe ou ça casse, right?
Yeah.
I drop the news. If she doesn't take it, well...
Wait, what? The news? The news? What? You break up?
That I did talk. No, I did talk about what she did to me to other people.
Oh. So how did it end? That's my question.
No, she said she's too ashamed. Like she won't come back. She said c'est fini entre nous. I'm like, alright.
She ended it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I had an obsession with okay, I've been through too much shit in this relationship. I don't want her to end it. I want to be the one ending it. And it's the 2 times I tried to hand it.
Yeah, but
Mm.
like at
Yeah,
the same time, it's like
but
when you're the one that ends it in a way too. You're like, but then you're like, well, yeah, maybe I feel like you think you did a mistake.
yeah, I'm
When
like
like
I could
she
have
ended
done
up
things.
saying it, you're like, you know what? Actually, it's fine. I wanted this from the beginning. It's just now that you do it, I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, there's also the fact that I felt like I said what I had to say.
Yeah, like you could have left before, but yo, man,
It
had
wasn't
to say
complete.
your bit.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Damn.
part.
That's the hardest breakup I ever heard. Hardest. My shit was like, hey, let's break up, and moved on in our lives as if like nothing happened.
Mine lasted over like what, fucking a year.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like 2 months. But
So how long did it last?
2 months.
Like the whole thing.
The whole
Like,
thing, like the whole relationship.
Wait, what whole thing?
The whole relationship was 2 months.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought it lasted longer.
Oh really? No,
Yeah,
we're March,
no.
bro. Don't talk.
Yeah, we started going out together in December 31st.
Oh, okay. I thought it was November or some shit.
No, I started talking to her towards November and shit.
Okay, yeah, it's because you knew her before. We heard about her before that.
Yeah, when I started talking to her, you guys were aware of it.
It was a good relationship nonetheless.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
while it-
fine.
while it
It was
lasted.
better.
I still think like I never saw any of the stuff I had like as bad because like on the long run because I learned a lot from these and it helped me become better like a better individual and now I feel like way more confident about how to act and stuff.
Like you talk a lot about
Yeah,
what
I
she
know,
did.
Sab. I'm still a piece of shit. She's just in the back doing work, so she's like, you're still a piece of shit.
Like you talk a lot about her, what she did bad. Do you have anything bad that you did that you want to fix that after this relationship?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you feel like you were doing anything more bad, like anytime?
I did some bad stuff.
Me, for example, my lack of going out gotta boost that shit.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I learned.
I mean, it's forcing stuff.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Forcing stuff like.
Are we talking like kids
Because-
in a like library trying to like fit a triangle in like a circle shape? Like, what are you trying to talk about?
Uh, she was talking to me. She was open, sharing everything at first, right?
Yeah.
First
Oh,
started
okay.
talking a little bit, but I didn't really feel it.
You didn't feel like the relationship, you mean, or what do
Like
you mean you
at
didn't?
first, I was like, "Damn, she's open. She's sharing with me." It was going to be a good relationship because she has communication, right? But later on, I understood that it wasn't
It-
real.
No,
true.
because
Wait, I don't get it. What? She was open and then what
I
happened?
get it. Because, well, I don't know. I don't know why it like he's saying that like for the things you've done bad because you didn't.
Oh wait,
So.
no. I'm getting there. So
Okay.
when we were first talking to each other, she was open. She was telling me everything. I was like, "Damn, okay." I've always felt like communication was important. She's able to communicate. Therefore, she has potential, right?
Yeah.
But as the day kept going on, and I was chilling with her, I I had broken up with medicine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of red flags. I've seen a lot of red flags. A lot of shit that was like, dude, bail. Don't.
Then
Don't.
you still stayed.
Yeah.
Still want to feel the experience of being with someone again, right?
Exactly. I forced it upon
Yeah.
myself. At some point, I wasn't really feeling it at all. I was like, yeah, I'm still going to stay.
This is what I chose, so I'll face my facts. In a way, you could have like, what you're saying is you could have made it like end faster and like have less
Way
damage.
faster.
But
And I was like, wait, we've been together for only 2 weeks or 1 month. Why would I hand it now? Let
yeah,
me
and you feel
push
like
it
a jerk
further.
if you end like right there. You're like,
Like, if I'm not
well,
feeling it, I'm not feeling it.
yeah.
It ends there. But no, I took responsibility in something that
You
really
felt like you
high.
could fix it in a way too, so you could like make up with what it was that was bad, probably.
Exactly. There's also, I mean, I consider myself really patient,
You
but
are.
Hella
maybe
patient.
maybe I could have been more patient. That's
No,
what I.
considering what you had to go through, you are.
Mm. I feel like I should have put my boundaries earlier too. Like
Yeah, but then
for
again, like,
the time allocated to you
it's
guys.
less of a rebound thing, but like in a way too, you might have felt like you wanted to be with somebody, and you were more in love with the idea of being with somebody than with
Hmm.
who you are with.
It was. It was a bit
And
early that.
as much as
Yeah.
like it's yeah, in a way it's bad. And, like you needed that to now not have it.
Cause you grinded so hard for this relationship, just to make it happen. Like
Yeah.
you were desperately looking for a girlfriend.
Yeah, I remember.
I mean,
like,
after Madison, I was kind of chill. I was in the.
Yeah, true.
I remember you talking about many different women at one point. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's when I chose the dark side. I was like, I don't give a shit. I don't want none of that love type of thing. I'm going to get a girlfriend, and I'm going to get a girlfriend. I'm going to get one. I don't give a shit about the addicts. You know?
Yo, give me teeth and I'm happy, bro.
Like I was like, okay, I'm going to talk to multiple women. If I want a girlfriend, I'm going to get a girlfriend. There's nothing like, oh, I'd rather talk to one woman at once and see how it goes.
If
My
you're
man
with
was
none of them,
multitasking.
you felt like
Yeah,
Snow was like having many clients at once. Like, bro,
Having his own interviews and auditions.
so what makes you think you're okay for me? Hands over, Mike.
and I didn't respect myself in this relationship.
But you managed
when-
like you didn't disappear like vinegar though.
I mean,
Like
Yeah,
with Chloe, my man disappeared off the surface of the earth though. Like
because
I
I was-
partially disappeared.
yeah, he was partially not there, but like,
Damn.
oh, maybe it's because I was disappeared and
no. I was though because like, basically I was all the time with her, so
Mhm.
like I didn't get a lot of time anyway to begin with. I feel like Dave, like he wasn't with her all the time, so
I actually was too.
yeah, you were a lot though, but
I
like,
was either at school, either she was with me at my place, or I was at my practices. But otherwise, she was always there.
I guess I was just, if I'm not home, I was less talkative with you guys. That's why I didn't.
That's possible.
Because
Damn.
Dave,
Or
Dave,
maybe
tell-
it's
Dave
more-
calls you in the bus. Like I don't do that kind of shit.
Oh yeah, because I have phone service now, which
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna get rid of too. That's just destroying my bank account, dude. The fuck?
45.
You're gonna be in class
Yeah.
with Flappy Bird like last time.
Oh, hey potato.
It's actually $40 each month.
I fucking remember that time you just Flappy Bird your whole class. That was great.
It was the only real moments.
Yeah.
You know, I rarely get phone calls, so when
Yeah.
Dave calls, I'm like, oh shit, somebody's calling me. I'm like, oh, that's
Oh
Dave
damn!
just texts you. Dave doesn't say like, "Are you busy or something?" No, Dave calls you.
straight up.
Like he does that on, he does that with me on Discord too. He just calls me, like not even from like anything, not even like a calls. me.
Yo, if I'm going to be like, yo, niggas, VC, and you guys leave me on view, I'm like, alright, I'm going to call you, niggas.
Put us on the spot. Like okay.
Yo, I was in the middle of assembling like a drawer or some shit. Then I hear this nigga calling me. I'm like, oh fuck, should I call?
Fuck. And then you're like, maybe it's important. I gotta pick this up. Like, if homie says, "Yo, VC," you're like, maybe you just.
He
Yeah.
didn't VC it at all. He just called me straight up.
No, I know because if he would say VC, sometimes you'd be like, yeah, you know, I'm busy right now. I can't really do that. But
It was
if he
at
calls
4,
you, you're like,
4 p.m.
Like, yo, he called me at 4 at like 3 a.m. at one point.
Really?
Oh, I
shit.
did, yeah, because you had a green boy next to your face. I was like,
Yeah, I was on the computer. I was actually like working on something.
yeah, that's because that's when we had an argument and she made it last so fucking long, dude.
What was it?
And she wanted to break up. She was on her period and everything. I was like, she was like, oh, I'm too complicated for you. Everything. But it's not the fact that she's not. It's not that she's complicated. It's more like just
she
I mean,
won't change. Like she
I don't know.
you're aware of what you do wrong, despite it, you don't act upon it.
So
I feel like she wasn't taking consideration that she was wrong. I feel like she would be like another person I would be playing with during a MOBA.
okay,
What kind of fucking
damn.
weird ass like illusion are you pulling up?
But
right
you guys
now?
can understand me.
yeah,
You can have a teammate that's going to fuck up and you won't admit it,
Oh.
but instead is going to throw fires at other players,
Oh.
even though in the wrong.
Yeah.
And this type of person, I feel like they can't improve. Like, if you look at the streamer,
You don't face on their like your weaknesses. You can't like
you can
work upon them.
you can help
like,
them.
like if I try to lift something and it's too heavy, and my conclusion at the end of the day is this thing is too heavy and not I could gain some muscle to be
This
able to
thing's
lift
not-
it, I'm never going to improve, because I'm always going to be like, the problem is that it's too heavy and not that I could gain more muscle mass, right? It's maybe not the perfect example, but what I'm trying to say is,
yeah, you're just like
if
instead
you
of
can't-
fixing it, you're just gonna like point out the problem.
yeah, because you can't see that there's actually a problem. You're like, no, the problem cannot be me, it has to be something else. So you're not going to try to work on yourself, because you're going to look for the problems
You're
elsewhere.
gonna wait till the problem like fixes itself, basically. Like I'll try again once that that barrel's gonna be like less heavy.
Exactly. So, or you're just going to deflect it. Oh man.
That fucking barrel doesn't change weight, bro.
Anyway,
So,
y'all have fun with that talk. Bye bye.
See ya.
Alright. Can we end the recording here?
Yeah.
So yeah, can you end it?
Oh well.
Do us a conclusive, like a closing statement.
Yeah.
Well, closing statement. I'm single-minded because I'm ready to single my computer again.
Alright,
I'm
well,
single, bro. Just call
you're
me up.
always welcome in our club.
You
Like,
know it's called abundance of meat, but you know, can make you know, like exceptions.
abundance of meat.
Alright,